Hi guys, how you doing? It's 8:25. So I told you that I had a really wobbly experience. I've been under a lot of stress lately. I feel like I'm being picked on and victimized, and there's just me fighting back. I've got nobody to actually investigate or see what's going on and why these people are doing it. So I got overwhelmed, and sometimes symptoms of anxiety and stress can give you a pain in the chest. They can give you panic attacks. They can make you feel really unwell. So basically, I had a stressful morning. My mum rang me up and I spoke to my mum. She told me to have a good day, and I try to, believe you me, I'm a good person. And then I said to my mum, I said, I can't listen to your messages, Mum. I can't ring you back because I haven't topped up my phone, and it's the truth. And my mum said, oh dear. 2 hours later, my mother rang the phone again, and I didn't answer it. The family next door to me got very, very loud, and I mean loud. I feel like they're trying to stop me writing my journal, because I've written about it before. Every time I write a diary and a journal, I sort of get sick in between writing it and I have to stop. So the noise was becoming unbearable. Now people say to me like, oh, it's nothing to worry about, but listen to this, the noise I'm going to make. Right, so I'm trying to watch my telly, or I'm trying to write, and I've got a noise like this just repeatedly going on against my wall, and it's going on like this for hours. Now, fair enough, the landlord should have made the place sound well. They should have tested the place for soundproofing before they get people with disabilities and elderly people in these buildings, and you put us next door to families with sometimes 4 or 5 kids that obviously are going to make a racket. So they don't even research who they're putting into the flats. They just put people willy-nilly, and it's awful. The soundproofing is awful. Now, I got up this morning, I was happy. I went out to the shop. They were rude to me in the shop. Rude. Ignored me. No customer service at all. And I've told you, I feel I'm being victimised and bullied in the shop every day. They're taking the piss out of me. They're just not doing their job properly. They're making out I'm a thief. And I'm getting sick and tired of that as well. They're supposed to be shop assistants. You shouldn't be discriminative against anybody. You shouldn't. And all this is getting on my nerves. I go in the shop, I want to get my shopping, I want to get out. If you don't like me, you don't have to go, ugh. Just go away. They're just blatantly showing just rude. I've had it in other shops as well. One bloke called me sir in Sainsbury's, and I said, excuse me, I'm a woman. I wrote about that in my diary. I'm a woman. Always have been, always will be. So I feel like I'm being victimised and bullied. I think it's mistaken identity. I think they've got the wrong person, and I'm being hounded and harassed, and I haven't done anything. Right? Just trying to make me cross so they get some kind of reaction. And even the most strongest person can just break down. And I've just had enough. I'm at my wit's end with it. I can't afford to go on holiday. I can't get a break. The person who's doing it is just nasty and evil. In and out, stalking my social media sites, making fun, because I haven't got a lot, just making fun of me. Oh, fuck off. That's childish anyway. So it's all got on top of me, and I don't want to shout and get cross. So I remove myself from the noise and try and go somewhere else. And then it feels like I'm being followed wherever I'm trying to get peace and quiet in this flat. It's just ridiculous. What's going on outside as well? You know, I'm almost getting run over. I mean, there's no let up. I wasn't feeling very well. I felt faint and the bright lights in my eyes. What's going to happen if I have to call an ambulance? Well, someone's going to have to come down and look after the dog and the cat for a start, aren't they? The dog won't be able. If I get out of action, I won't be able to walk the dog. I love my independence. It's since that incident with those two lads that asked me if I wanted a bit of black dick. That frightened me. That shook me up. I thought I was going to get some support from the police and victim support. The police have not followed up. Victim support have told me that I'm on the waiting list for a caseworker. Right? This is affecting my mental health. So I'm going to get support from somewhere else. As this is affecting my health, we're going to try and mind. Right? If I feel that the neighbours are ganging up on me so much that I will get in touch with the Samaritans, or I will go up to the hospital and sit in the waiting room. This needs to stop. There's children that need to go to school, and the mother is allowing these children, right, to bounce around between 12 and 2 in the morning. And okay, you want to get at me, you don't like me, but you don't use children to do that. That's disgusting. And I'm going to be blatantly honest. I was answering messages in TikTok. They were all of a black origin. And I was watching a catfish program today where a guy thought he was talking to Jennifer Aniston, and it turned out to be a black man in a black country. Can we go over to Zangy? What they're doing to me, they did to him. Have you got Telegram? Can you go over to Zangy? These are coloured people in African countries, right? That are lying and making out they're white women or white men, which is deceit. It's wrong. So basically, I answered some of these messages, and I could tell it was a black person. It wasn't a white person I was talking to, just by the speech and what they were saying. And they're just very spiteful and nasty. Crystal, I'm a doctor, yeah? So you know it all inside people's brains and their physical conditions. I had a black doctor called Reginald, Reg, a young black man, at the Strood Medical Centre, right? So basically, all these profiles are of white men and white women, but they're black people pretending to be white, which is wrong. Wrong, isn't it? And I went into the co-op the other day, right, and I answered messages off of TikTok, and there was this big black lady in there. I've never seen her in there before, going up and down with a buffer machine while I'm trying to do my shopping. I've got a headache every day of the week now. I have. It's not funny. I don't find the sense of humour funny. Taking the piss out of myself. I don't find it funny. It's sick in the head. And how are these people in TikTok? Well, how is it coming out into my private life when I go outside and do my shopping, and it's happening outside in this street and in this building when I answer these messages? So I put a stop to it, right? I put a stop to it. It happened before that lady moved in next door. It happened a long time ago. I supposedly got a message from Hyde Housing telling me to fuck off and die, you old bag, while I was having an argument with him upstairs. Going through that. I've had a skull in the lift threatening me, right? I've had enough of this. This needs to be investigated or stopped. And I need support, and I'm going to get some support somehow by myself, whether I have to go to a therapy group to get out of here and away from this stalking monster that's taking the piss out of me. And it's not funny. So after I had that dizzy spell and I did that video, I tried to relax, but you can't. It's constant noise all the time. So I thought, right, I'm going to have a bath, you know. I'm going to have a shower, I'm going to have a bath. I am now trying to do this video, and I've got the sound of a kid trying to block out my voice. I have. Just wait a minute. Maybe it's me, maybe I'm hearing things. Anyway. Just wait a minute. Yeah, it's just outside there. It's outside there. Making noises while I'm trying to do my video. Anyway, let's forget that. So basically, I went and I had a bath. And I tried to relax, and I did. I had a nice bath. Nice hot water, felt nice and clean and refreshed. And I went back into the living room and I wrote up what I was feeling in my journal. I wrote it all down, got it all out, and that helped get rid of the stress. And I knew that I had to take Max out for a walk, and I didn't feel like it, but I made myself go out because this is what they want to happen. They want you to be inside your flat, you know. just in misery. And remember that my mother Jennifer said that she felt paralysed. She did. And I've got all that in my, I'm listening to that in my ears, which is bungle. It's bungle. I feel that I need a break from here. Even if it's for a couple of days. That's what I feel I need. A couple of days break away from this horrible place, which feels like a prison, right? It feels like wherever I go, like it's following me about, this screaming kid noise and banging. Just feels like it's following me about everywhere. Do you know what I mean? If I go in the living room, I can hear it. If I go here, it's like they go down my videos and stalk it. Because didn't I say that I'll come in the hallway and get away from it? So I've started to come in the hallway, and I can hear it in my hallway now. I just can't leave you alone. Anyway, I managed to get out with Max, and I wasn't barked at today. I was barked at yesterday. Wasn't today, and I just walked across the road, but I was feeling a bit iffy. And I just basically, there was like a piss take of my dad in his car. There was a black family getting into a red, small tiny red car. They were black. I have stopped all these messages, and things were happening with the neighbours afterwards. They were happening afterwards, you know. So I would get messages, and then basically the neighbours would act up, and I would feel like what I said was going that way. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to go back in the living room because I've got a feeling someone's listening. I'll go back in here. There's a kid outside. It sounds like it's screaming in the hallway. So if we turn, my little Alexa off because my telly's broke. Right, so it's followed me into the hallway, a screaming kid. Now I've come in here, and at the moment it's quiet, but when it'll move. Anyway, where was I? So Max and I, we went out. There was a black family getting into a red car that looked like my dad's red Toyota Starlet. I went onto the field, and I walked around the field in the dark and negotiated my way around it as best as I could. And I wasn't feeling happy at all. I was happy this morning, and they spoil it on purpose. I have often gone out of my door in the evening, and I've heard It's not just once or twice, and it's not crying either. It's constant harassment. Bullying and harassment. It all started off with the neighbours to the left. Fucking move. Fuck off. That made my anxiety level go through the roof. But it all started with the guy upstairs. It started with him and his kids. And now it's branched out. That way, downstairs. And I'm just never given any peace at all. Because I fought back. And I stood up against it. When he's here, right, it used to stop when he was in, but it's not stopping. It's not stopping when he's in. It's got worse. If they think that I'm something to be made fun of and it's funny, well, it's not funny. I'm not black. I'm not fat. I'm not ugly. And this happened with my mother some years ago, when something to do with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, because Meghan Markle's skin colour, well, she's not totally black, is she? She's half white. Her dad's white and her mother's black. So she's got white and black in her, Meghan Markle. She's not totally black. So when Jeremy Clarkson said that Meghan Markle should have shit thrown at her, he said that. I walked home in -3 conditions with everybody laughing at me just before Christmas 2 years ago. My mother had caused an argument and told me to get out of the flat, and I walked home with 3 bags, a heavy bag of wet washing, all through the streets of Chatham and Rochester. Nobody helped me, and I was laughed at. And that was the day Jeremy Clarkson said Meghan Markle should have shit thrown at her. This racist bullying has got to stop. It's disgusting.